you've gained from all the pain and stress. And when I do come back, I'm stronger than ever before. So kneel down this in a beach. Look into my eyes. Then tell me the things you've learned about behind my back. Emptiness in me. My heart is hard to break down. It's to let go. I'm under this. It's going
Oh, sorry for the scarf stream. I just realized that, I wasn't talking at all because my mic was muted. But anyway, we have a new guest here. He is Seribot. I believe one of the viewers back then, they were saying something about how I needed, a bot to actually keep track of my chat because the auto mod is terrible. And he's right. That's why I have my favorite friend, Seribot, here to come help out. And speaking of, though, with Seribot here, it means that we are two, right? Because technically, I'm watching my own stream, and then there's also Seribot here watching my stream. So that's two viewers. So we just need two more to reach affiliate. I hope. Anyway, so one good thing about Seribot, and I was just reading, using the comments earlier, right? I was just checking it out, seeing the comments, is that you can get him or it to actually gives you some fun facts. So let me give you an example, all right? Give me a minute. Let's see. Okay, so let's imagine that you want an amazing fact about cats. So all you gotta do is just type cat fact here, and then it will give you a cat fact. Amazing, right? Yeah, I mean it's certainly more helpful, and I think that one day the possibility of Seribot actually taking over my chat and doing my work as a streamer might be soon. So yeah. Anyway, welcome. What's with the big eyes? All right, I see you. Anyway, to start off the stream, I just want to show a couple of pictures of where of the places that I've been. I think that it's just really nice, and I think that I have a lot of amazing food that I had. I think it was yesterday, right? Yeah, it was yesterday. I'm sorry, time zone. All right, time zone. I just feel that when you get older, it just gets even harder to actually, keep track of time. And even basic stuff like knowing when today and tomorrow can be pretty challenging. All right, so that's on me on that. Anyway, let me just turn off my avatar real quick. And just turn on this image. All right, just give me a minute. All right, I'm gonna do some explaining, but just let me shift my cute angel face over here so that you guys can see me. All right. I know, it's a bit annoying, but I will be there with you guys shortly. All right, I promise you that. So, boom. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, man. You're just getting so good too. I thought it wouldn't be that scarf. Okay, but hello, can you guys see me? Yeah, you guys see my cute angel face. But yeah, this is what I have to eat, for dinner. It's pretty amazing, right? You have like the ramens over here, and then you have gyozas, you have You know, I think that's what they call onigiri and fish cakes. All right. Out of my favorite, I think the fish cake takes the cake. All right. And I'm not trying to be funny over here and trying to put any plans or anything, but that fish cake, you know, they really fried it and they make sure that it's really hot when they serve it to you. All right. And the crunch that it give you is just beyond this world. All right. I mean, like, look, and the second best would probably be the gyozas, all right? Because you know, gyozas are like pickles, there's like meats, and then you just put it up in like this sort of like flour skin, right? You wouldn't go wrong with that for sure. But you know, this is good, but I've tasted better ones, all right? And then I know you guys must have been wondering how's the ramen like. Well, all I can say is that it's pretty good, really. But as you can tell, right, the prawns, you know, it's the shell, and it's technically not the prawns that I like. I prefer my prawns to have some shell on it, right? And to me, it just feels like these prawns, it's just a bit too what's the word? Well, they just look frozen, all right. They just don't have the same taste and the same textures as you get from a fresh prawn. Anyway, I'm gonna stop harping on this picture. Otherwise, you guys are gonna think that I'm not too fat in real life. You know, I just keep eating. But let me move on to the next one. All right, just a second. Wait, then next one. Oh, do we get it? Oh, it's the same picture. Sorry about that. How about this? Same picture too. Oh, I think I know why. Wait, 1 second. Okay, give me a second. Let me just turn off the image here. Do this here. Oh well, that's awkward. Why doesn't it change? Why doesn't the image change? Okay, wait. What about this? All right, there we go. So I have a more close-up view of the side dish that I ate. Not that amazing, but you know, it's just good to show. All right, it's just good to actually show you how delicious my food is. Oh, and also the sushi, the onigiri is pretty bomb. All right, there's like some pickles in it. I mean, pickles are my favorite. All right, but it sort of convinced me that this is actually pretty good. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. Oh, and this is the sushi. All right, just ignore the skin right here. Just ignore the hands right here. Just ignore their grubby hands. But yeah, that's what I eat. I have some sashimi. We have some chicken, and you know, some typical stuff. You know, they have like this promotion called the Crab Day. I'm not sure whether you see it, but the silver plate, the gray plate that's on the top, that's like crab meat with cheese. I mean, it's pretty unusual for sure, right? Because with how things with how prices are, you don't naturally think about adding, you know, cheese on anything crab related, right? I mean, when people eat crab, they eat the whole thing itself, right? So it's pretty amazing to see that, you know, on the dish. And on the left, I think it's what we call the chili crab. So, hey, skittering, welcome. You and FMZ are generally the first people to show up. I love it, right? But it's different because she's my girl, so that's just how it is. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, we have everything right here, and then we also have some karages. Oh my god, you know, and this is one of the best sushi restaurants I've ever been in because of how delicious things are. You know, with the what's the word? Like with how fried it is, like everything is just made from yeah. I got seri bot thanks to you. All right, you recommended me. I look it up, and I was thinking that, oh man, this is gonna be a difficult thing to set up. But thankfully, it's not. You know, everything just went very smoothly, and you know, he's one of us now. All right. So at least even though it's not perfect, we now have a moderator, which is amazing. But yeah, so that's what I have for lunch. Right. Sorry for the pause there. I think I sort of have a brain fart moment. But yeah, anyway, you know, now that my dinner is settled and we did talk about it, you know, let's move on to something more fun, right? As you know, the drill of this stream, we tend to do some joke guessing. right? Some Joe Gasser, and we also and I also actually managed to find two more things that we could do together. So we have a Wordle, and we also have a food guesser. I mean, knowing how interested I am in food, right? That probably comes as no surprise to you all. But I'm happy that something like that exists so that I can show off my expertise. Alright, the last time when I tried to do something similar to that, it was pretty embarrassing. I tried Tetris, it was pretty amazing. It was pretty rough, alright. So let me just see if I get this up. Alright, it's up. Great. So yeah, I was just looking at the box, right? I was just testing them out. And man, you can actually do cat fact on this thing. That's amazing. Alright. But yeah, in case any of you guys wants to educate yourself on cat facts, and that's not just cat facts. You see, you can also have capybara facts, and you can also have the capybara picture. So let me just give it a try. Does it work? Yeah, and we can even have a capybara picture. All right. And look, let's be fair. I'm probably gonna try this out off stream, and I suggest that you guys try it out too. It's pretty fun. Just play with the boards, but try not to break it. All right. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, so let's move on to Wordle. Okay. So with Wordle, from how I see other people play it, there's like 5 letters, right? And you have 6 tries. So you have to guess out, what are the correct words within this certain number of tries, right? So I'm gonna give it a try because if I remember correctly, I am good at this. So the first word I'm gonna try is riddle. All right, since it's okay, you know what? That's just 5 letters. All right, ignore that. So what is something that is 5 letters, guys? 5 letters, 5 letters. How about a witch? A witch is 5 letters, right? So let's give it a try. So it's W-I-E-C-H. Witch. Do you get anyone correct? Okay, we got C and H, right? That's good. So probably and W-I-T is wrong. So probably chalk. Could this be right? Oh, I got it. So C and H is on the right position, but O-R-E is not. So we're getting close. But we know that there's no E. So and we know that the major syllables are like A, E, I, O, U, right? The major vowels, right? So probably that's gonna be an A. So there's gonna be an A or an I. Oh, and I is also out. So probably an A, right? Right, guys? So A is it? And we just how about chalk? CHALK, chalk. Could this be the right one? Oh, it's wrong. Okay, but we're close. So it's CHA. All right. So what other combinations are there? Let me think. CHA. I feel like there is probably gonna be an M near the end. CHA, and then we also have a P and S. Oh, how about chasm? Could it be chasm? CHASM, right? These are words that we haven't tried before, and it's close, right? So could it be this? There we go, guys. That's a good start of the day, all right? I'm telling you, all right? I have a good feeling about this, and it proves me right, all right? It's already way better than how we did last stream. So I'm very happy about that. But yeah, anyway, have you guys actually heard about this? There's this thing, right? That is, I remember watching something on live stream fails, and they were saying they were doing this program, right, with some other road shows or something, and then they are like some other streamers, right, and they're gonna offer like 20 million, like the biggest prize pool of the century or something. That's gonna be similar to the Guinness World Records or something. Like the biggest prize pool in Guinness World Records, right? But it turns out that it was all just a scam. Serious? It's just the first time you heard that word? Well, thankfully you're here then. You managed to learn a new word today. I'm happy for you. But yeah, I mean, chasm is basically like I don't know, like a white. Man, I'm embarrassed now because even though I know the word, I couldn't probably understand it, explain it to you, but it's probably like some sort of white vacant space, right? It's like the like if you have two land, and then in between that there's a chasm, right? Like a big space that you can jump into. But anyway, I'm guessing that you guys probably aren't here to learn English, so I'm gonna yeah, something like that, something like an abyss. Yeah, something like an abyss. Well, you're already you're already you're better at English than I am already. So that's great. I'm not sure whether that's because I'm a good teacher or you're a good learner, but I'm thinking it's the latter, all right. Because sometimes when I explain things to people, people tend to be like, "Huh, what are you saying?" And I have to do it multiple times, But yeah, it's probably like the abyss. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna grab some water and we can continue on to Joe Gesser. Be right back. Again. All right, I'm back. I'm back. So sorry for the long wait. I mean, I make it my life's goal actually to do it. My English isn't actually good, alright. I think that when I hear other people streamers are talking and I hear how I speak, I feel like there's so much things that I could have done really. Because I was watching like KSO, I don't know how you pronounce that, KSO or something, and I was watching other streamers, right? And the way they pronounce and the way they articulate their thoughts is like so fluid and so smooth, right? Yeah, that's true. They are native, but technically, I'm also in a country where I use English a lot. So I think I could have done more. I could have put in more work and try to explain things better. But yeah, anyway, you know, I guessing. I mean, I'm gonna save some of that yet for later. All right, since if I yet all the way now, people are gonna be bored. I know that the category is just sharing, but I'm gonna leave it for later. Anyway, let's continue. Let's continue to Joe Gasser again. This is something that I'm very interested in. And first off, I'm not sure whether any of you guys can realize this, but just the railing itself, it reminds me of Thailand because I feel like Thailand have this sort of like metal railing, right? I may be wrong on that, all right. But to me, because I've personally been to Thai, okay, you know what? I'm wrong. It's like PLN. Okay, so again, Malaysia, I think. Would it be Malaysia? Or Indonesia, right? But it's again some of those there's some of these Southeast Asian vibes, right here. Because this sort of fence, I think is mostly used by Southeast Asia. Okay, so this is like an electric vehicle charging station, right? Probably for Teslas and stuff like that. I have no idea why they are fenced up though. But it seems somewhere near the area, right? And especially with signs like this, it gives us a lot of information, right? Like where the places is and everything. Well, okay, there's not much clue here, so we're gonna move on. But yeah, I mean, my guess here is probably in Indonesia. Oh, yeah, Thailand is wow, man. But trust me, man, if you're just go there to have fun, you're just there to eat, it's relatively safe. All right, just give me a second. We only have 40 seconds. I don't like this, man. Why do they have a timer for this? Just let me explore around and just let me have some fun, right? Why do they gotta do this? Yeah, I mean, what do you guys think? What do we think? But really, man, I think this is probably again last. Susu. Susu is milk. I know this. Don't ask me how I came to know of this term, but this is definitely milk. All right, I'm gonna do a Hail Mary here, right? I'm gonna put it somewhere near Malaysia. I'm probably gonna put it here in Indonesia. Wait, am I close? Oh, it's actually in Brunei. How? Okay, but it's sort of close, right? It's somewhere near the coast, right? But that's interesting. I didn't know that susu is the same word for milk in Brunei too. That's interesting. I guess you learn something new every day. Is heaven actually? Yeah. Oh, really? Well, have you actually? So what are the crazy stuff you heard about? Maybe you can share it with us here in chat. It would be interesting to know. All right, let's move on to the next one. So again, I think this is again Spanish, Latin America, probably, right? But I mean that's weird. They censored out the number when you're on this side, but when you move on to the other side, they have the number here, 204. So that's the area code, right? But the question is which? Oh really? Okay, then that's not too alright. But yeah, I mean, I'm like, you know, Thailand can be sort of pleasant or like a heaven or hell, you know, depending on where you go. But for me, I mean, I tend to go there, you know, with my family and sometimes for job. So, you know, I don't really explore that side, that aspect of it too much, you know. Anyway, so back to the streets. I think that I feel like what do you guys think? It just feels so vague, right? I mean, honestly, if you don't say if there's no Spanish word, I think that this could be like a ordinary suburb in America or something. Okay, wait. Is that English words right here? Oh man, the bus just disappeared. Okay, let's move on a bit. Let's see if we can have any street names or something like that. It would be very helpful. All right, this is Disfruta el camino de Guevara más lejos. Keep walking. Johnny Walker. Okay. So after all that terrible Spanish that I did, apparently it's just an ad for Johnny Walker. That's nice. Let's see here. Okay, I have no idea, to be honest. I'm just gonna do a Hail Mary here. We know it's probably in Latin America, right? So I'm gonna do Mexico. All right. That's what all the gringos do, right? When they have no idea, they're like, oh, Mexico. I'm gonna do it. Okay, no, it's in Uruguay. Oh man, okay, that really got me stumped. You know, this I think the first time that I actually failed. And to be fair, it's fair, because I mean, look, all I know is that it's somewhere in Latin America because of the Spanish, right? But I didn't know how far it is. And at least I didn't pick Spain though, so that's always a plus, right? Let's see. Alright, next one. Okay. Probably a very... Man, that's why I always say, man, God leads the way. I tell you, you know, if you believe in God, you are never lost. Alright, that's the moral of the story here, guys. Do you see? It's... Oh my god, sorry. Do you see? It's in Ghana. See? God has never let me down. God has always come in clutch. Alright. So, I mean, since we have so much time and we only have one try, you know, let's try to narrow it down a bit. We know right now it's in Ghana, right? But specifically, where specifically, we probably need to do a bit more research on that. So, Ghana is just over here. And thankfully for us, there's probably just a couple of regions that this might belong to. Will this help? So it's Tima Madima, and Takoradi Wineba. Yeah. Thankfully, there's no Africans that are watching this stream right now. I think they're probably gonna have an aneurysm hearing me speak. Wait, why is that like nothing? There's nothing of that sort here, man. Let's see. Let's see if there's any more clues. So, hey, I mean, it's surprisingly quite a lovely streets, right? Oh, Mawena. It's Mawena. My god. Okay, I think it's here. Please. Oh man, it's at the Cape Coast. Right, man, I should have noticed. I should have realized, you know, the water over there, right? And picked somewhere closer to the coast, but I guess that can be helped. But yeah, overall, I think we did pretty good, right? We sort of, you know, did quite good on the first guess. Second guess, we kind of stumbled around, but, you know, third guess, we managed to, you know, lock in and did good. So, not much to complain about. Anyway, let's do some food guesses now. I'm not sure what I want to do. Do you guys want me to compare dishes or just continue the daily search? I think comparing dishes is better, right? And don't you guys think so? If you're just comparing dishes, at least you guys would laugh at my you know what? We'll do, if it's possible, we'll do both. I will do both. Since we have the time here, right? Isn't this cheese? Like this is cheese, right? This is cheddar, right? So it must be in Italy, right? Italy is where all the cheesy stuff gets mixed. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? So it's in northwest. Northwest. Eh, northwest. Wait, man. I'm not good with geography, man. Northwest of Italy. Northwest of Italy. Where is northwest of Italy at? Like country. Alright, so Switzerland and France. It could be France, right? It could be France, right? Because France is like the birthplace of cuisine, right? You guys think so? But for me personally, oh, I was right. It was France. Oh. but but let's be fair. How are we supposed to know that it's a Trappista cheese? I mean, this is the first time I have ever heard of this cheese before, man. Like Trappista. Okay. It just seems so similar to a normal cheddar, right? Right? Don't shit on me for this, but that's just how I think it is, okay? But you see, it says it's made from cow milk, right? Fat content 45%. Sandwiches and baked dishes. Okay. But it's interesting, right? It's interesting how this is like something like the monk that made the cheese. It goes to show that even in religion, monk loves that cheese. You can't really escape cheese. We just sometimes you just want cheese, we just gotta get it. Okay, bucket, pork liver pate, mayonnaise, cucumber, cilantro, pickled carrots, pickled daikon, soy sauce, chili pepper, lettuce, sausage, ham, fried egg. Huh. Man, I know you guys are gonna hate this, but I think this is probably in Vietnam, right? It looks like some sort of. I mean, I don't want to say anything, but let's be fair. It's either Vietnam or it's either like Haitian, right? I think because of the banquet. Look, every country that has a banquet, it means that it's somewhat inspired by the French, right? It's either France or inspired by the French. Man, this kind of sounds sort of rhyme, right? So it's either one of these two. I'm gonna try Vietnam first, alright? See if it works. Okay, it's northwest again. It's somewhere north and west. Northwest. That's tricky. I mean, so guys, which are former France colony other than Vietnam? Okay, I mean obviously we're gonna try France first, right? Okay, it's ice cold. Oh, is it Cambodia? Because it says borders, right? So it's very hot, but it's like close. It's close, right? And if I remember correctly, the daikon is sort of like an Asian thing. So probably like Cambodia. What do you guys think? Cambodia? No, it's close. It's close. Let me pull up the map. It's embarrassing to say this. Let me pull up the map right here. Map. Okay. So it's Vietnam. This is Vietnam, and it says that it's somewhere on the northwest side, right? And it's somewhat at the northeast side from Cambodia. So is it Laos? Yeah, it must be Laos, right? Because northeast side, Laos, northwest side, Cambodia. From Cambodia, right? So it has to be Laos. Yeah. Okay, yeah, you see, I was right. So it's a traditional sandwich that has its root in the French colonial influence of Laos, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. I know French has good food, but to me, yeah, I'm actually smart, right? I got 1000 IQ here. But the problem is this, is that, Asian culture, right? And this is what I think. They put a lot of spices in their food, and they care a lot about seasoning. Whereas for French, it's like, fuck it, I'm going to put like some jam, I'm going to put like some cheese, like it's just very, what's the word? Like it's just very dairy, like it's just very dairy based, right? So, okay, I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling good today. All right, next one, next one. Yo, what is this? Okay, I have no idea what this is, man. This looks, I don't know. This looks like an Europe. It looks like some sort of Balkan dessert, right? At least that's just what I think. Because especially based on the description itself, right? It's a traditional toffee-like treat. I mean, I don't think that Asian cultures we are really that big about toffee. And also it says that it's typically prepared during the winter holiday season, right? So when it comes to like the south part of the world, there's not much winter, right? So it's normally the north side of the world that has this sort of tradition, right? So I'm thinking, and I might be wrong, guys, but I'm thinking